Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where we play our way. This is a tutorial for how to play the song Creep by Radiohead. So 4 chords, I'm going to show you different ways to play them. It's the same chords but just on different areas along the neck. So the 4 chords you're going to need are a G bar chord, G major bar chord, a B major bar chord, a C major bar chord, and a C minor bar chord. So to do that, there's multiple ways to do it, right? So I'm going to show you for the G chord, I'm only going to show you one way to play it because that's the most accurate way. There's different ways. I'll mention it briefly, but stick to the one I'm going to teach you right now. So to just make cut out time from this tutorial, we're going to have a G major bar chord. So to play that is you're going to play you're going to bar the entire 3rd fret with your index finger. So all 6 strings are pressed down with your index finger. You take your ring and pinky finger and put it on the A and D of the 5th fret. Then you take your middle finger and put it on the G string of the 4th fret. You have all 6 strings pressed down. Sounds like that. One more time, get it closer for you guys. You have the entire bar with your index finger on the 3rd. I'm going to show you a different way to play it, so if you can't do a bar chord yet. So you have your ring and pinky on the A and D of the 5th, and then you have your middle finger on the 4th of the G string. So you have all the 6 strings. So this is with the bar. If you can't do the full bar yet, well, you're already pressing down these 3 strings, right? You're already pressing down the A, D, and the G. All you got to do is worry about the other 3 strings. So you can do half a bar or a mini bar with your index finger and only press down the B and high E of the 3rd fret. It'll sound like this. Here's the difference with the bar, without it. You can get away with it that way. Now the 3rd way is to do what I just showed you, right? Not doing the full bar, just do the mini bar with your index finger. And if you have big enough hands, you can put your thumb over the low E string on the 3rd fret. It'll sound like this. So you still get that bass sound that the opening note has. So you have your G major bar chord. Then we have a B major bar chord. Now there's 2 ways to play it. You can stay up here along the neck, so we're on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th fret on the G, right? So we're playing this. You go to the B. You can do it that way. I suggest you do it the 2nd way. So you're gonna be on so if you wanna play it this way, you're gonna have a full bar, or half a bar. I believe it's only the bottom 5 strings, but from the A down. I do the full bar anyways, just because it's harder for me to only press down the 5 strings instead of the 6. So I'm going to teach it my way. So it's going to be the full bar on the 2nd fret. Then you're going to do a half a bar with your ring finger on the D, G, and B strings on the 4th fret. So it sounds like this. So I'm literally pressing down only the D, G, and B strings on the 4th fret with my ring finger. Only those 3 strings. And be careful not to mute the high E string. So you have to maneuver your way to where it's not muted. You can do it that way. However, I think it sounds a little too much bass for the song. So the other way to play it is, and this is the way I prefer you to play it, is to do a full bar on the 7th. And then, so you're going to take this same G major bar shape 3rd, 4th, and 5th fret, right? You're going to slide that all the way down to the 7th, 8th, and 9th. So for tab purposes, you're going to have a full bar on the 7th. Your ring and finger on the A and D of the 9th fret. Then put your middle finger on the G string on the 8th fret. Now same rules apply. If you can't do the full bar, then just play this shape. And the 3rd way, obviously, with your thumb, right? So if you do want to do it that way, you can do it that way. So we have G, B, and then we move on to the C. There's two ways to play it. So you can play so you have the B that I showed you earlier, right? And the tabs will be on the screen. So if you guys get lost, the tab will be relevant to whatever chord I'm teaching will be on the screen. So you have this, so you have G, B, now you have this B shape, right, on the full bar on the second, and your ring finger on the fourth. You're literally gonna slide that up a fret. So instead of being on the second and fourth fret, now you're gonna be on the third and fifth fret. So you have the G, B, C, so for tab purposes, you have the full bar on the third, and you literally have your ring finger on the D, G, and B strings on the fifth fret. Now, the other way to play is so you have the G major bar chord, right? And you have your B major bar chord on the 7th, 8th, and 9th. We're gonna slide this exact same shape, so don't move any of the fingers, don't move the strings you're pressing down with your fingers, and literally slide that up just one fret. So instead of being 7, 8, 9, now you're gonna be 8, 9, and 10. Same rules apply. If you can't do the full bar, just do the mini bar up with your index finger. So for tab purposes, you're gonna have a full bar on the 8th fret, A and D with your ring and pinky finger on the 10th fret. Then put your middle finger on the G string of the 9th fret. You have like this. This is the B, this is the C. To get a close up, so you see that, focus how my fingers aren't moving whatsoever. So you have the 7th, 8th, and 9th on the B. I'm literally sliding it down just one fret for everything. And that's it for that one. Now to play the C minor, same scenario. So you have two different ways to play it. You can play it up here on the neck on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th frets. So I like to bar the entire fret, even though I'm not strumming all 6 strings, just because it's easier for me to not have to focus on, oh, is this one a full bar or just a bar from the 5th string down or the 4th string down. I just do the full bar regardless. So you have your G, B, C, C minor, or this. So to do that for tab purposes, it's a C minor is going to be on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th fret. You're going to take your ring and pinky and put it on the 5th fret of the D and G string. Oops, there you go. Then you have your middle finger and put it on the 4th of the B. Take your index finger and put it on the 3rd of the high E. So get it closer for you guys, get an angle, do it like that. You can do the bar, do it that way. And all I do is play from the 5th string down. So you can do it that way. So this is what it would sound like. So that's what it sounds without any bar chords. I'm just doing the shape. With the bar. It has more bass, which it goes more in line with the actual recording of the song. Now you can play the C minor that way, the one I just showed you, or you can play it this other way on the 8th and 10th fret. So when you're doing the G, the B, and you're on the C up, if you're doing the C, this is why I recommend playing up here higher on the neck. And by the way, playing this G, playing this G, the 7th, 8th, and 9th, playing the C on the 8th, 9th, and 10th, those are actually accurate to the recording. That's the official tablature for the recording. Now, to play the C minor up here on the neck, you're going to be the 8th and 10th fret. You're going to take your ring and pinky finger and put it on the 10th fret of the A and the D. Then you're going to bar the entire 8th fret with your index finger. If you can't do the full bar, leave these two fingers here, right? So you're on the 10th fret of the A and the D with your ring and pinky. Just do a half a bar with your index finger and press down the G, B, and high E on the 8th fret with your index finger. If you want to do it the third way, obviously we have the thumb, put it on the low E of the 8th fret. So those are multiple ways to get through the song. In other words, you can play it your own style. If you want to play it accurate to the recording, it's this one. It's G, B, C, C minor. You can play, that's the official recording tablature. If you want to do it the other ways that I showed you, you can go ahead and do it that way. However, it won't be entirely accurate, but if you're at a campfire or at a party or you just want to show off a song or two for your friends, then, and you're still not at that intermediate to advanced level, or you haven't surpassed that bar chord stage, then that's a way to get through it and still impress or get through whatever event that you're trying to get through. So to play the song, the one thing I also want to mention is that the intro, or like that melodic intro, there is a strumming pattern for that. So to do that, all you're gonna do for all 4 chords that I showed you is you're gonna play the top 4 strings of each chord. So don't play the B and the high E, so just the top 4. And what you're gonna do is, when I'm strumming with my strumming hand, is I strum the low E, the A, the D, A, D. Now this song, I want to preface, it also requires a little bit of sometimes an up pick, just for different sounds. So it sounds like this. That's all I'm doing. So I'm playing the first string, low E, A, D, A, D, G, D, A. So on that last D, A, it's the same strumming pattern for all 4 chords. So just slow it down, or do YouTube's playback function in order to follow along with me if you can. So you have so I'm only making I'm making the bar chord shape, right? I'm playing the top 4 strings. On the last AD, you slide down to the 7th, 8th, and 9th of the B. 8, 9, 10 of the C. And the C minor. Then that's when the song starts kicking in. When you were here before. I was doing the bar chord version. If you want to do the full song, when you were here before. And that's it. And that's literally the entire song. The solo part is literally just the chords that you're doing, the G, the B, the C, and the C minor, just pluck. You can do it, if you're doing it acoustically, it'll sound better. On electric, it sounds kind of wonky, but you can just strum the chords. Whatever makes you happy, whatever you want, right? You're so effing special. Wish I was special. That's literally the entire song. If you want to play just the chords to the solo, you can do that, or you can just pluck it. You can do that. Something like that, right? So what I'm doing there is I'm literally strumming really fast. I'm picking really quickly on the D string of the 5th fret. So you do like this. Then I'm playing the B on I'm playing the D string on the 4th fret, which would be the equivalent of a B note. Then I go back to the 5th on the D, which would be a C. So I'm playing my C chord essentially. Then a C minor. So I jump down to the 4th of the G string. You just do that over and over and over again, and you'll get until you get to the end of the solo. There's multiple ways you can do it. You can mix the chords, the strumming chord solo with the actual picking pattern, and also to pick fast. So I had a very difficult time in the beginning as a beginner learning how to pick very quickly. So I suggest to you, and you'll hear a lot of other videos where they say kind of just relax your hand. So what you want to do is plant your wrist and the very bottom palm of your hand and literally cement it, just rest it onto the guitar. And all you're literally doing is pivoting from literally like, let's see, from like this part of your wrist, this part, you're only literally pivoting that the entire time. So I'm literally just doing that, but my wrist is planted. My bottom of my palm is planted. I'm literally just doing this. So see how my arms just barely, my wrist isn't moving. The bottom of my palm isn't moving. So you want to minimize and kind of scrutinize how much like time you have in between or muscle movements so that you can pick a lot quicker and not have to move the entire hand. If you're doing this the entire time trying to pick, you're going to get tired out and your timing is going to be a little longer to in between plucks. So anyways, that's just one way to do it. That's the way I found that works best for me. It took a lot of practice, but I got there eventually. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. This is a very quick, brief overview. Now, the solo wasn't tab accurate. I want to make that clear that it wasn't official to the recording. The chords are, but the picking pattern is something that I just came up with because I haven't taken the time to actually learn it properly. But again, there's too many songs to learn. But yeah, guys, anyways, so just to review, you have your G, your B, your C, and your C minor. Just that same 4-chord progression over and over and over again throughout the entire song, and you'll get through it. But I want to thank you guys for watching this video and sticking along this far. And if you guys have any suggestions or any comments or any songs that you guys want to learn in the future or for tutorial, please feel free to leave a comment down below, and I'll get to it as soon as possible. And I make an attempt or to respond to every comment, even if it's positive or negative. I'll respond to it. So anyways, guys, I thank you guys for your support, and I hope you guys keep watching and catch me on the next one.